You've been at Exxon for more than 25 years. How would you characterize the operating environment today relative to everything you've seen since then?
Well, I think, there is always, as you go around, when you have a business like ours that spreads countries all around the world, there are always, you're seeing this tension and movements kind of at different places at different times. And we, again, keep thinking about it in the longer term, how we want to run the business, how we meet the needs of societies around these different countries around the world, and just stay focused on the long term and doing what's right for the country, doing what's right for the people of that country. And I think most of the host countries that we work in appreciate that and value having somebody there who stays stable and thinks about the long term.
Does this feel like a good operating environment?
I think, I wouldn't try to judge it. Our view is you have to be prepared to operate in any environment that you're in. And so laying the foundations, building a business on the fundamentals, it will weather the environments that you find yourself in. So we don't try to second guess where policy is going to go. We try to focus in on what are the fundamentals.
The things you can control.
The fundamentals that underpin this business that are going to make it successful in the long run. Focus on those. Those then basically pay off in the medium term.
Well, of course, any manager should focus on the things you can't control, but you have ambitious plans, right? You want to double by 2025. What factors outside your control, if you will, pose the most risk to hitting that objective?
Well, if you look across the three sectors that we participate in, the upstream, the downstream, and chemicals, we have found opportunities in each of those to invest and to grow the business and to double earnings. And so we've got today the richest portfolio of investment opportunities that we've had since the merger between Exxon and Mobil. And so as we're looking at those, of course, it's a fairly large basket of investment opportunities. It's pretty diversified. We're going to find in the upstream, we're dealing with resource owners and partners, and that will have its own ebbs and flows, so that'll move around a little bit. Project development and the engineering, that will kind of ebb and flow. So I think it'll all move around, but when you have a portfolio as large as us, they kind of cancel one another out, and we move along at a pretty ratable basis, and that's what we plan to do.
So to get there, you've got some big projects in development, right? You've got Papua New Guinea, you've got Brazil, you've got Guyana, Mozambique. But most of your production from those is years away. In the meantime, the biggest lever you can pull is in the Permian Basin. It's back in the United States. You've set a target for 750,000 barrels per day, up from some 450,000 today. Can you get there any faster?
What we're focused on doing is the resources there and the opportunities, how do you effectively develop that resource? And so we have been very methodical, and the approach that we've taken in planning out how we produce that resource base and making sure that we do it in the most cost-effective way. Look, the price in the oil markets are going to go up and they're going to come down again. And our view is the business that we build in the Permian, we're building for the long term. It needs to be efficient, low cost, and effective. And so we're making sure that the pace that we go at allows that to happen.
Do you want to be bigger there? And if you could, would you buy something?
We're looking at opportunities all the time. So if we can find something that has some unique value to us above and beyond what the market could extract from it, then that's an opportunity for us to purchase, and we would be interested in doing that.
You would. The name Endeavor keeps coming up. Would you be interested in doing that?
I couldn't talk about any one particular opportunity.
I guess the question is, what appeals to you most? Is it, incremental acquisitions of acreage or perhaps smaller operators? Or if something large came for sale at the right price, would you want that too?
I think, we have the capacity to do probably just about any size opportunity that could come about. So it's really a function of looking at the value that ExxonMobil can extract.
Sure.
And how we would integrate that into our portfolio. So I wouldn't tell you that size is a particular driver. It's more of the value proposition that we see.